Hello and welcome to the Amazing Jessy show. This is a bit of a spontaneous show because today, well, by the time I'm posting this, it would have been yesterday. For me, today is my church's Gethsemane service and the topic is complete in Him. And I was asked to do a talk/prayer, and as I was preparing it, I was like, I need to share this with you guys. So I hope you're blessed. Let's get into it. So today my topic is walk in the fullness of His completion. One harsh truth that came to mind when I was preparing this is that, well, it's not really harsh, it's just something people might not want to hear. And it's that you are complete in Him and because of Him. And without Christ, you are not complete. And you may ask me and look at me and be like, but what about everyone who's not a Christian? They look pretty complete. Are you saying they aren't complete? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Because it's hard to miss something you never had. An unbeliever can believe that they are complete without Christ because they know no other version of themselves. But without Christ, you're not complete. They don't know that because they haven't felt the completion of Christ. You know, it reminds me of back in the days before I was born when TV was in black and white, and so everything you watched was in black and white, and people looked at this and said, wow, this is amazing, this is it. Now keep in mind, the original is color, because, well, the world is in color, but they were only able to show it in black and white. But you know, they put it in a nice package, so people are like, this is amazing. But they knew at the back of their mind, this isn't the original, but it's nicely packaged, so who cares? Then we were introduced to color, and now we can't go back. So now anytime you see a modern show that's meant to be modern in black and white, we know something's missing, we know something is wrong. But for those who have only ever seen black and white, they can't tell the difference. They can't tell something is missing, but we can because we've been introduced to the completion of color, or in other words, the completion of Christ. So if we think about it like that, then it begs the question, why do people walk in black and white when we've been introduced to color? Why do people walk in the incompletion of the world when we've been introduced to the completion of Christ? Because it's nicely packaged, I guess. And to me, it's even worse for Christians because, you know, we have felt the completion of Christ. So when we stray and try to use our own strength to complete ourselves, we struggle. And it reminds me of the prodigal son. He, by right, had his father's inheritance. His whole life laid out for him, all he had to do is walk in it, but he didn't work in that understanding. So he chose to stray and to use his own strength to complete himself. And let me tell you, he struggled. He lived as a poor man, but he was the son of a rich man. Why? Because he chose not to walk in the completion he had under his father. He chose to use his own strength, to use his own ability, and he struggled. Why? Because he didn't understand. And sometimes Christians, we just don't understand what Christ has done for us, what He has finished for us. That's why it says in Ephesians 1:18, the eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that ye may know what is the hope of His calling and what the riches of the glory of His inheritance in the saints. And I just pray that all of our eyes shall be opened. Our eyes of understanding shall be enlightened to know what Christ has done. He said on the cross that it is finished. All we have to do is walk in the fullness of His completion. And remember, it's all about Jesus. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.